It's harvest time.
Hello, garden friends. It's time for a harvest. The tomato tunnels are looking awesome and they have fruit on them. So I think I'll start over here because this is one of those tomatoes I haven't harvested yet. This one is the champagne bubbles. I've only had one of these and it was good. Look at her. Look at the color. So she's being productive and we're going to get some of these today. Tim's Taste of Paradise. These ones are pretty small. I usually don't like growing small cherry tomatoes because I don't want to pick 100 billion thousand cherry tomatoes, but they are very tasty, so I may have to revise that thought. Let me see, this one here, I'm not sure. I think this might be, you know what, I don't know what this one is. I have to follow the stem down to find its origin, but I'm not sure what that is. This is more Tim's Taste of Paradise. And this bigger yellow cherry tomato is the Sun Gold Select 2, which is like the Sun Gold, but it's supposed to be one you can save seeds from. It's not a F1 hybrid, so it's more stabilized. Some more mystery red cherry tomatoes, which I think may be the Super Sweet 100. I thought I planted the indigo blue chocolate, but they ripened to red, so I must have just placed it in a different spot. It looks like the Super Sweet 100 to me, which is a tomato I've planted many years. It's very reliable, so that may be what it is. Barry's Crazy Cherry Tomato. Out here being crazy. It is very productive. My first year planting it, I do quite like it. And now it's time for the big boys. This is the tunnel that has my slicer tomatoes. Let me show you. See, you see that cluster? They're coming home to mama. Let's see if we can get this one out. Not a bad tomato. Not a bad tomato. There's one more stuck in there. Hopefully I can get it without dislodging all her sisters. You want to come to mama? You ready to go home? Let's see. There you go. Another great looking tomato. Love it. Let's see. We have some. This is the money maker, so let's get some of those. Looks like there might be some sunburn on one of them. This one here. Got a little sunburn there. See that color here? The rest of it's red with this, and the texture is different. I'll just cut that piece off. Not a problem. I could have covered it away. I should have covered it with the little baggies I have. This one does have a little sunburn as well. And look in there. Oh, the ants got one of them. Should have gotten that yesterday. I'm gonna take that out and put it in my little compost area. Look at that. Yeah. You win some, you lose some. Here's the early girl. And this one did split a little bit, but it healed itself. Heal thyself. Should have cut that one off. I did damage the plant a little bit, but see? A great tomato. And there's one more. Oh my goodness, I'm getting some really good tomatoes today. But wait, there's more. This is the orange peach. I'm gonna get this all in one bunch and see what it looks like. Would you look at that? Isn't she pretty? Now this is called the orange peach tomato, and it actually feels like a peach. There's a light fuzz on the tomato. I didn't believe it when I read it that it would have a fuzz to it, but it does. It feels a bit peachy. Oh, that's pretty. That's a pretty picture. Look at that. I couldn't have made this up myself. Gorgeous. And that's what we have so far. On to the prairie fire, which has turned out to be one of my favorite tomatoes. Very productive. This one's split. See, too much water too fast, your tomato can split. But it's very productive. It is very sweet, and it's beautiful. Any kind of variegation or striping, it's for me. Some things you plant because they're yummy, and some things you plant because they're beautiful. And this one you can plant because it's both. I am picking a few of them before they're all the way ripe. See, these have a little bit of green on them, but that's just to free the plant up to continue the business of making me even more tomatoes. So these are going in to ripen on the kitchen table. The lucid gem is taking her merry time to ripen. I'll wait, sister. I'll wait. Some San Marzano tomatoes. This one, almost every tomato I've picked up off of it has had some blossom end rot. So I don't know if I might try it again next year one more time, and then I'll give up on it. See? That's the beauty of gardening. You get to choose what you want in your garden. So even the new ones are still. So I'll give it a try again next year. Give it better soil and see what it does. But this is, I think, the second time I've planted it, and I've got a lot of blossom end rot off of this tomato. So it may be a no-no for me. A little detour to grab some eggs. Some garden eggs. I'm gonna get this one. It's an eggplant. And it's beautiful, and I love it because it tastes like home. I have my determinant tomatoes here. These are Ace 55s, and they are ready to come home. Oh my goodness. I have some jalapeno peppers here, and I said I wasn't going to pick them until they were red, but I think I do need to free these plants up to make some more fruit for me. I can see they're not flowering anymore, so I think I'm going to pick some of them. See, this one is already starting to ripen. I might leave this one to ripen, but I'm going to get some of her sisters, free this plant up so that she can start flowering again, because I would like a lot of peppers this year. As always, I'm a pepper lover. If we haven't met, that's my name. No, I'm just kidding, but I do absolutely adore peppers. They are one of the funnest things to grow in the garden. They're beautiful. There are so many varieties you can choose from. Always something new and different. Every year I get new seeds. I don't like to plant the same thing every time. It keeps the anticipation going. You never know what you're going to get. Things you haven't grown before are always a fun thing to have in your garden. So never stop doing new things. I've got some banana peppers, but I'm going to let these size up. They're going to be great in a salad. And for a garden snack, I'm going to get my rat-tail radish, the Burmese rat-tail radish, which hardly ever gets to my house because I eat it out in the garden. They're yummy. It tastes just like a radish because it is a radish. It's just eaten for it's only grown for the pods. And they taste like radish. And I do owe this plant an apology. This is the bait alpha. And I have been complaining about how I've never seen a cucumber on it. It's one of the first cucumbers I planted. And it's been all leaves and flowers. A lot of male flowers. And I didn't even know this one was growing in there. And it's a big mama jamma. So I've got to get her today. Because she is way too big. I should have picked her. I guess she's eating a salad today. Fresh cucumbers. I love it. And after all that, I deserve a little garden treat. So here's our harvest for the day. I'm so grateful to be able to go into my backyard and pick all this food. And I thank you so much for joining me on this harvest. until we see again, may you always find joy in your garden and your life. Bye, garden friend.